Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. IELTS took me here with a video about IELTS reading, and in today's video we're going to go through a very common and frequent type of question, which is gonna be summary completion. As you can see, well, the test that I have chosen for you is from the book Cambridge Test Series 5, and in this book I came across a lot of questions of summary completion. For some of the students it's kind of challenging, but without further ado, let's get right into it. First things first, we'd better to take a brief look at the topic in order to get the gist of the whole reading. And as you can see, it's about Johnson's dictionary. And well, you can skim through it in order to get the idea. Well, here you can see it reads, for the century before Johnson's dictionary was published in 1775. Let me highlight it well. There had been a concern about the state of English language. So it seems that he is one of the pioneers in creating dictionary. There was a chaos of English spelling and lots of things. Well, Dr. John came to solve it. And, for skimming, which in the future I will also create videos for you to understand and comprehend what skimming is and how can we skim. Well, for now, as you can see, I just try to read the first line of each paragraph. There had, of course, dictionaries in the past, so there was, or there were, better to say, some dictionaries. And, well, I'm not going to go through all of the, paragraph. And in the second paragraph, beyond practical need, so there was a need to create such a thing. And, well, Dr. Samuel Johnson, the model of 18th century literary man. So he was a literary and famous. So going to the next one, published dictionary at very beginning of heyday of the middle class. Well, Johnson was poet, and critic. Well, good. And 17th and early 18th century, late 17th and 18th century was intensely practical. And then, single-handed Johnson signed the contract for the dictionary with bookseller Robert Dudley. So he wanted to make a contract. In 1764, James Browswell, his biographer. So he has a biographer. I'm going to highlight in a different color. And, well, as we go through, what do we see? We see lots of things, of course. The work was immense, so the work was hard, and filling about 80 large notebooks. Johnson wrote the definitions of 40,000 words and illustrated their many meanings. I don't know. Let me go through. Elizabeth, why we are going to read about Elizabeth. So let's find out. When you come across some names like this, you can read for understanding a little bit. Let's go. And after many dictionary was finally published on 15th April 77. And then author honor to his country, particular benefits to the Republic of Letters. Well, not important. Johnson worked for 9 years. Wow, he worked for 9 years. You can write a little line with your pencil up above this in order to be watchful of that, simply because it's a number. Why are we skimming? Because we're going to know how the informations are located when it's time for our scanning. But okay, I think it's enough. 2 minutes is enough for scanning. Now it's time to go for the question. As you can see, the type of question we are faced with is completing the summary. Well, the instruction and the rubric is telling us what? Is telling us that you're not allowed to write more than 2 words. You'd better to write 2. I recommend to all of my students to write numbers because they are in such a way that, you know, it's not only the word, and you are more attentive of that in you know, in comparison to words. And what else? As we go through, okay, my recommendations when you are faced with this type of question is to read through the summary in order to know how the informations are connected to each other. And of course, while you're doing so, you can guess what maybe is required in the gap, as well as a kind of a word, grammatically speaking, is required there. So let's do it together. 1764, Dr. Johnson accepted. You know, try to figure out the most important keywords for yourself. And by keywords, I mean try to find names, numbers, and especially verbs. I'm going to underline verbs in different color in order to be more attentive to them. So let's continue. Accepted the contract to produce a dictionary. Yeah, we knew it. Nothing so far. Having rented a garret. So he's going to rent somewhere. Where did he rent somewhere? Okay, we're going to find out. He took on a number of what? He took a number of. So we're the information is took, the verb we have here. Number of what? Number of something or someone. It is someone because it is telling me who. So I need someone who is stood at a long central desk. This part is very important for me. Stood. But let me draw it like this way. Central desk, long central desk. Remember, when you come across some words like this, you can easily find them and scan them in the corresponding text. Why? Because they are long words and they're easy to find. And stood is the verb which I might find a synonym for it in the corresponding text. Well, Johnson did not have, so he did not have what? Did not, oh my bad. Johnson, again verb with blue, did not have a available to him. So something wasn't available to him. Something wasn't available. But eventually produced definitions in excess of 40,000 words. Oh, I think I saw something 40,000, and as I said, these are easy to find. I can tell you for completing number 4, I might scan for this one, and for completing number 5, I might scan for 40,000 because they cannot be changed, you know, in the text. Words written down in 80 large notebooks. 80 large notebooks. On publication, the dictionary was immediately hailed. So the dictionary was hailed. You know the meaning of hailed, and if you don't, it's not a big deal. In many European countries, as a landmark, that means this was an important job which was done by Dr. Johnson. It was great, so he got praised for it, I think. According to his biographer, so here, according to his biographer, James Browswell. Oh, my bad. Again, James Browswell. Okay, Johnson's principle. Oh, Johnson's principal achievement was to bring something. Again, the verb. I might see this as a synonym. Bring to English language. Okay, he's going to bring something, maybe fame or something. This is what you guess. So as you read through this text or any gap filling, first of all, you have to know what kind of information is required in the gap. And of course, what is grammatically going to be fit in that gap. Okay, here we need something like maybe noun or adjective or noun adjective, whatever, because noun and adjective add up to 2 words. As a reward for his hard work, he was granted I'm going to underline it with blue again. Granted something by the king. Oh, by the king. So I know that in his journey of creating the dictionary, he needed some number of some people. I don't know who they are. I need them here. And then there wasn't something available, and although it wasn't, he actually was successful to produce his dictionary, and immediately hailed by the European. And according to his biographer, principal achievement was to bring something like fame to, maybe, I'm guessing, fame to English language. As a reward, he got something instead from the king. Okay, maybe money, maybe something, I don't know, as a prize. Well, let's now one by one scan the corresponding words and find the associated words and keywords. Here, first of all, we have to find 1764 because it's going to be very helpful for us. 1764, where is it? 1764. It's 1775. 1764, here it is. So I found it. 1764. Great. And he paid this much money, and then he could rent. Fine. So he rented somewhere. And this is not going to be very helpful for us, but what is going to be very helpful for us instead is long central desk. Now let's scan for long central desk. So James Braswell, his biographer, described the garret where Johnson fitted up like a cannon house with a long... here we go. We found it. Long desk, long running desk. Okay, down the middle, at which the copying desk clerk, copying clerks would work standing up. So let's hover over to the text one more time. He took on a number of who stood. So there were some people who stood. Okay, those people stood. I need someone who stands there. Not, of course, Braswell is going to stand there because he described. Just be careful about, choosing names, Don't fall into a trap. James Well described the garret. Okay, worked as fitted up like counting with a long desk running down the middle, at which the copying clerk would work standing up. So standing up's here. Standing up is here. Standing up. Stood. So some people stood. Let's one more time go over there. Who was standing? Look, I'm going to give you a golden rule by which you can simply answer these questions. Well, the golden rule is that the subject and the verb, okay, and the verb in the question, okay, should reflect the same thing, okay, as in the text. That means you have to find the same subject and the verb in the corresponding, text. So let me draw it this way. So this part, let me put it in parentheses. So this part is in the question. Okay, let me put Q there. and here let me put A for the answer. So straightforward, yeah? Most often, when you are reading the question, there is the verb, and you're going to find the corresponding verb. So in our case, we found the verb stood standing up, okay? There are lots of pitfalls. Try to not to fall in the trap. See, you have made a lot of effort and you scanned for 1764. You even found the rent. You even found the long desk running, and a lot of things. And you spent a whole lot time. And now you're going to give the wrong answer. Well, it is so painful. Now, I'm going to find the victim. Who is the victim of standing up? Then I try to walk backward and try to find any subject that is going to do this. Work? No. Would? No. Clerks? Maybe yes. Copying clerks. Which? Middle, down, running. Yeah, long desk running. I think there's nothing other than this. Yeah, copying clerks would work standing up. Because if you chose James Braswell, he did this job. He did not stand up. Actually, it was the copying clerks who stood up. See how the test designers can manipulate you into a wrong choice in such a way that you're not able to find it so easily. So try to be careful. So copying clerks in this case would be our answer. So I'm going to write here copying clerks. Copying clerks. So let's go for the next one. And here, Johnson did not have available to him, but eventually produced definitions in excess of 40,000 words. So let's go to find 40,000 words written down in 80 large notebooks. Let's go to the text and scan for that. Because summary completion is one of those questions that they have order. That means if your number one answer lies within this paragraph, so you should follow to the next page or next paragraph. So I should not go upward, but rather I should go downward instead. Johnson himself, okay, there's no 40,000, 40,000, 40,000, immense. Here we go, 40,000. So I found it, 40,000 words, and illustrated their meaning with some 14,000 quotations drawn from English writing on every subject from the Elizabethans to his own time. So I think I found it. But let's one more time head over to the questions in order to study it one more time exactly to figure out what we need. Johnson did not have something available to him, but eventually produced definitions of in excess of 40,000 words written down in 80 large notebooks. Well, he did not have something, okay, and of course 40,000 we found it, but I did not see 80 large notebooks, and he did not have something. Okay, let's see what he did not have while he was going to produce his work. The two work was immense, filling out about 80 large. Wow. See how test designers trying to mischievously hide the answer. This is 80 large notebooks. Without a library Johnson wrote the definitions of 40,000 words and illustrated their meaning with, well, some blah blah blah. And as you can see, there's nothing else, but he did not have something. I don't see anything like without, but I think you guessed it. Here is lying our answer without a and did not have a. So the answer here is library. So let's write library there. Library. And the next question. On publication, the dictionary was immediately hailed in many European countries as landmark. So as you can see, this sentence is not going to be helpful because it doesn't include any question. That, of course, is telling us that one paragraph we should go forward in order to find 6. But it's better to find it. Let's see if we can find Europe. Okay, as I am skimming through and scanning through to see Europe, because that's the keyword that can help me a lot. Okay, there's no Europe so far. After many, what dictionary was finally published? Oh, it was published on April 15th and instantly recognized as landmark throughout Europe. See? There we go. Throughout the Europe. This very noble work wrote the leading Italian lexicographer. Okay, and so this is actually going to talk about how the dictionary was hailed in Europe. See, it's still talking about that. And everyone knew the 40 French academics had been taken for years. Okay, you see, nothing until here. I think next question, number 6 is going to be in the next paragraph. According to his biographer, James Boswell, Johnson's principal achievement was to bring something, maybe like fame, to the English language. And grammatically, what we need here is a noun. So let's go to the text one more time. James Boswell, let's find that without any... No, James Boswell. As I am going forward, I try to repeat the name of James Boswell in order to not to lose it. Analogy, structure, and setting English words. Cornerstone of standard English, an achievement which in James Boswell's words. So here we go. I found it. James Boswell words. Okay. And now, one more time, back to the question. According to his biographer, okay, and this achievement was to bring something to English language. Be attentive of this. This is also very important. This could help us to find the right answer because it is exactly right after the blank. And bring as a verb, which, as I told you, very important to define the missing word. Let's go back. English language. Okay. There we go. I found language. Okay. English is here, but there's something related to language. With of. See? This actually is telling me that language of his country, that means English language. And achievement is right here. Achievement, which in James Boswell words, conferred. Let's find a word which is the synonym of bring. And the synonym for it, let's see who is gonna be the victim of bring. country, language, stability, conferred. Okay, James Boswell words, which, achievement, standard, cornerstone, and period. So in this sentence, there's nothing other than conferred, even if the range of vocabulary you have is not going to be helpful, but you should be a little dubious about this because there's nothing other than this word. So conferred is the synonym of bring. So he is going to bring what? He's going to bring stability. So the answer is a stability. Let me write stability here. Yeah. As a reward for his hard work, he was granted A by the king. So here the easy word which could help me to find the answer, and it is right after the blank. So the king is the word that could be very helpful for me to find the right answer. So I must find the king. Well esteemed were able to prevail upon king. There we go. I found it. King George. So I should one more time head over to the question in order to study the word, and that is the verb. The verb granted A. So he was granted A. Here I see the sentence is actually in the passive form. Maybe in the text it's going to be in the form of active sentence. James and so well esteemed that his friends were able to prevail upon King George to offer him a pension. So as you can see, grant is the synonym of offer here because there's no other verb, and I can say that actually it is the synonym of that word. Offer is going to be my choice here. Offer him a what? A pension. Yeah. So this is gonna be the answer. This is gonna be the answer. Pension. So I'm going to write pension here. Pension. Well, we're done with this test. I hope you found this video useful and learned something. And if you did and found yourself watching till the very end, please hit the subscribe button and also give us a thumbs up. And by turning on the bell icon, you'll be able to be informed as soon as I release a new video. Thank you for watching.